Take you back now to the latest on the ground in France, with the Springboks set to take on New Zealand in the 2023 World Cup final tomorrow. Of course, going back to our sports editor, Vaylen Kirtley. Vaylen, the Boks received a visit from the Sports Minister Zizi Kodwa. You were still telling us about some of the excitement and the preparation ahead of this big game.
Thank you very much, Paul. Well, one would hope that the team haven't been put under too much physical strain, considering the last two test matches that they've played have been incredibly mentally for fans, emotionally draining, but also physically demanding. And this week they would have maybe just done a couple of light workouts, but really trying to physically regain their momentum. And today what we saw was an energized team that took part in the captain's run. It's the traditional training session that happens with the national team ahead of a test match. Today, as you said, the Minister of Sports, Arts and Culture, Minister Zizi Kodwa, was there with the acting ambassador here in France as well. Minister of Correctional Services, Ronald Lamola, was also in attendance. There was Shosholo's son, some Guijo's songs, Zampe, and it was great to see the kind of energy that was brought by the minister and his contingent and the other South Africans that came to see the Springboks train one final time before they go up against the All Blacks, but also the kind of energy that we saw within the Springbok camp. It's a massive match. As a former captain, John Smith, says, when you have South Africa up against the All Blacks, the reason that it is a match everybody loves to watch, who loves the game of rugby, is because you've got not only number 1 and 2 in the world, but you've also got two teams with a lot of history, and they bring out the best in one another. They like playing one another because at the heart of a sports person, they are competitive, and these two teams bring out the absolute best in each other. That is why we love watching South Africa up against the All Blacks, and we're anticipating another spectacle tomorrow. But also it's going to be the last match we expect for a couple of the senior players in the squad. The average age of our Springbok team is at 31 years old. You'll remember that when Jacques and Rassie took over, they stated that their goal was to win this World Cup 2023. 2019 was a glorious, magical surprise. Assistant coach Zizi called it a miracle in Japan. So they had primed everybody up to this stage. So one thinks that a number of senior players won't be making it on to a following World Cup in 2027, which will take place in Australia. Perhaps a Dwayne Vermeulen and maybe a couple of others in the coming months may also announce their retirements. Nothing official yet, nothing has been announced, although we do know that there are two official departures from the Springbok team. That's in management, assistant coach who focuses on attack, Felix Jones, who's been with them from Japan 4 years ago where they won the title, as well as head coach Jacques Nienaber. Nienaber will be moving over to Leinster to take up a coaching position there. I asked him to stick a little earlier on today just to share some words about the impact that coach Felix Jones as well as Jacques Nienaber has had on the team.
You know, it's a very, very special moment, you know, to be able to represent your country, you know, and being in the World Cup final, you know, it doesn't get bigger than this, you know. And those two gentlemen, Jacques and Felix, myself and Jacques, we started working with him in 2016 at the Springbok team, and I know the gentleman is really, really helped the team to be where it is at the moment, you know. And we know how much pride he's got with his defense, and I think as a team we are in a good space. All credit must also go to those two gentlemen. Felix Jones, I will never forget the day we first met him when we arrived in Japan, you know. And the gentleman never looked back, you know, and he's always in a good spirit, always trying to help everyone around the team. You know, I've learned a lot from both of them, you know, and I wish them nothing but the best in their future, you know, and hopefully tomorrow, I know we don't want to be too emotional about the game, you know, because it's just bigger than us, you know. There's plus minus 60 million people in South Africa that are looking up at this moment, you know, and for us to be able to say, you know what, we're at least contributing in our country to make it a better place, you know, we are really, really in a privileged and a blessed position where we are as a team, and I wish those two gentlemen nothing but the best in their future, and for sure we will meet them again.